Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Howdy hi, and how the hell are you? And a happy spring training to you, girls and boys, here on the BCR. As we're set to bring you this game and get you ready for the boys of summer. Opening day is quickly approaching, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered out on the diamond. So kick back and relax. Grab you a cold one, as we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of radio baseball. we'll hit the lineups as the game moves on. Wherever you are, we'll take you out to the warm sunshine and the beautiful blue skies of spring training baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe and set the alerts, as we've got a full docket of spring baseball coming your way leading up to opening day. So with the spring in our step, the wind at our back, and the sun high in the sky, let's put it all aside and head out to the old ballpark. How's it going, y'all? Hey, Coach, just thinking about you the other day. Good to see you, sir. We got here in the chat today. We got Richard and Richard Talley and Royal Peanut Pocket, Uncle Charlie, Rich 22, Mike, Chop Shop, The Goat, Justin Green Machine, Trina, as was. New York Yankees are wearing their spring training navy blue jerseys, white pinstripe pants, navy ball cap, white bill with the interlocking NY on the hat and the jersey. See if I miss anybody else. I think I got everybody so far. Joyce Robledo, good to see you. And Denise. If I missed anybody, jump in the chat. We'll try to holler at you. Salutations as we go along here. We're just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. We're going to give you about 2 hours of this, and then we're going to flip over to the Cactus League. The Braves are on the road, and here's the first pitch. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is swung on and popped up high into left field. Brett Wisely down on one pitch. Corey Bellinger with the catch. One away. Left to right across the outfield for the Yankees, it's Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge. Caballero and Chisholm are up the middle as a double play combo, short in second. On the corners, it's McMahon, and at first, it's Goldschmidt as the first pitch on the way from Elmer Rodriguez is outside for a ball to Nacho Alvarez. It's 1-0. Rodriguez on the bump, and is the 1-0 pitch quickly swinging. That'll be an easy ground ball. So 3 pitches and 2 quick outs for the Atlanta Braves. This is their, I guess if you want to call it the B squad, it is the B squad as we flip over to the screen we normally use. Pregame, there's just a little too much going on. Starting to wonder if we have the thing set up where it's subscribers only, so I'm going to check that real quick. Dominic Smith, the batter, first pitch on the way, up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Now we called that a strike. Okay, it's 0-1. 0-1 count. Kicks and fires. Curveball outside wide. 1-0. Pitch. Swing, chopper back to the mound, and that'll be an easy out. And a 5-pitch inning for the New York Yankees. Braves. This isn't even the B squad. The C squad's learning from the A squad. Swing early, swing often, and get out of town. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 your score here on the BCR.
If you are having an affair and you don't want your partner to know, simply change that lover's contact name in your phone to Scammer. This way, your primary partner will not question why you are getting so many calls.
So I'm delivering this stove to this lady, and when I get to her house, I realize it's her and her mama there. So the daughter lets me know that her mama is a little bit confused, and if she say anything, don't even pay it no mind. And the daughter also lets me know that she's kind of running behind because she got to get ready for work, she got to give her mama a bath, and she got to feed her dogs. So she goes to the back, she starts handling her business, and I'm up there in the kitchen with the stove. So I'm in there unpacking the stove, like I'm cutting the bubble wrap off of it, and I just hear mama say, "Charles, oh Charles, you so pretty, Charles." Lady still in the back. I was told not to pay mama no mind. So I'm plugging up the stove, I'm making sure everything is, all the lights is cutting on, and she just keeps saying, "Charles, oh Charles, you so pretty, Charles." Lady still in the back. I'm told not to pay mama no mind. So, of course, with a stove, I got to make sure everything turns on. So I cut on the stove, cut on the oven. Everything's working fine. And she just steadily, "Charles, oh, Charles." Lady still in the back. Now, whoever Charles is must have been treating her right back in the day. I turn around to kind of let the lady know that, hey, I'm done with everything. And mama done unbuttoned her blouse and got her out. And she just steadily, "Oh, Charles, Charles." Woo! Ran the center, I swear.
It was one of the most short-sighted decisions in the history of baseball because it sent the greatest player of all time to the rival, hated New York Yankees.
Not only did Ruth now belong to the Yankees, so did a piece of Fenway Park, thanks to Boston's cash-strapped owner, Harry Frazee.
Frazee had many other businesses, most relating to Broadway, that drained him of cash.
So he was forced to mortgage the park to the owner from New York, the beginning of a very dark period in Fenway history.
Welcome back. Cookie Carrasco is on the bump today. Right-hander, soft tosser, veteran. Used to be one of the top right-handers in the American League. More of a journeyman at this point. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup is Trent Grisham swinging. He lifts it down the line into left field. That'll be caught with ease. Out there in left field by Kiersey. Left to right for the Atlanta Braves. In the outfield, it's Kiersey, Azakar, and Gamble. Around the horn, left to right, Farmer, Cool Hand Luke, Wisely, and Dominic Smith. Tromp is behind the plate, and Cookie on the mound. Aaron Judge to the plate, 53 home runs and the AL MVP question mark. His first pitch is right there, down at the bottom of the zone. This is for a ball. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. Ball 2-2. We shouldn't have the issues we've had all spring with the Gray TV because I've got it on the Yes today. I believe that's where Gray is getting their feed from. because they look identical. The 2-0 pitch is right there. 3-0. Those of y'all who may not have been checking out a lot of the spring training, Gray has been a dumpster fire is the nicest thing I can say about as far as the broadcast is going. 2-1 pitch. Just off the plate, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Good to see you, Goat. The 3-1 pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. And he'll head on down to first. Reminder, we got a doubleheader today. Tomorrow, the Braves are back at home, so the starters will be in there. They're facing the Boston Red Sox, and they have announced that Chris Sale will be on the mound tomorrow. First pitch on the way is outside wide to Cody Bellinger. It's 1-0. Braves country today, noon on Saturday. If you got any questions or comments, go to the post here or on our Facebook page is the 1-0 pitch. Swing fouls it away, 1-1. Drop them in there, and we'll try to get to all of them. Answer as many as we can. And we've got some clips we're going to play for you, some that most of y'all probably haven't had a chance to listen to yet. And some of the players down there in the Grapefruit League. The 1-1 pitch. Dropped to Bender outside. 2-1 count, 0-0 your score. Bottom of the first inning. Yankees and Atlanta Braves. Pitch on the way, swing. Pops it back foul. No hits so far. The only base runner is Aaron Judge's walk. Jazz Chisholm is on deck. Bellinger digging in. The 2-2 from Cookie. Swing. Lifts it high and deep into center field, but not deep enough. Drifting back, making the easy catch is Azakar for out number 2. Jazz Chisholm, your batter, righty-lefty matchup. Of course, he famously said on the earlier last week that he would rather play for the Angels than the Dodgers when I asked him. The 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, bang foul. We'll do it again. Yankees nothing, Atlanta nothing. I've been looking for an answer on this and I have yet to find it. But we are sitting here with Chris Sale as the 0-2 pitch, swing, fouls it back, out of play. I haven't had a chance to look this morning, it's running around crazy, but as the 0-2 pitch, outside wide, 1-2. He has yet to pitch, and they're already going to go to Strider, to Chris Sale tomorrow. The 1-2 count, outside wide, keeps trying to get him to chase that changeup well off the plate. It looks like they are saying that Spencer Strider may pitch Saturday now, so maybe he will, but it's odd that he's going to go, that Chris Sale will go twice as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and belted high and deep. Going back on the track at the wall. Gamble's got a beat on it, and he misplays it, and that's going to be a 2-run home run by the New York Yankees. Holy cow. Gamble looked like he was right there. I don't know if he banged into the wall with his shoulders. He was jumping up. I'll have to see another look at it. But Gamble was back there in plenty of time. There wasn't a situation where the ball got out of there fast. It was a high rainbow heading towards the right field corner. And first pitch on the way to Paul Goldschmidt is going to be swung on and ripped up the middle. A 2-out single for the New York Yankees with a 2-0 lead. I mean, he's right there. I'm not saying anybody could have caught that, but he had a terrible jump, and a guy trying to work his way to the team, that's a big demerit he just got there. One on, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, down and in, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Wells, the batter, the hind catcher. Number 6 hitter in the order, Austin Wells, out of Scottsdale, Arizona, is the 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. He was drafted in the first round by the Yankees in 2020 out of the Arizona Wildcat baseball program. And last year, batted just .219. He did have 21 home runs. At one point, he was being looked upon as possibly one of the better hitting catchers in baseball. The pitches bang foul down the line, so too. But at this rate, there's so many good hitting catchers throughout Major League Baseball that have come in the last, 3 years, that he's an afterthought now. The 0-2 count. Swing. Lifts it down the line, foul. And the guy that should have won the American League MVP last year, Cal Raleigh, you got Drake Baldwin. You've got, of course, Billy the Kid. JT Real Muto is actually looked upon as right inside, barely in the top 10, and that's only because of his defense. And a few years ago, he was looked upon as one of the better hitting catchers. The 0-2, inside, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, swing. Ball's going to get hit up the middle, and Luke Williams will fumble and bumble and stumble down on the ground on his wallet. Everybody's safe as he flips it back to second base. Everyone goes station to station, and 2 on and 2 out here. Cookie Carrasco may not get out of this first inning. This is kind of to be expected. It's one of the reasons why we're going to do the second game at 3. When the Braves are at home, we're going to stay there for the whole game. But when they're on the road, you're going to start getting some also-rans, and especially when we saw it was going to be Cookie Carrasco starting the game. Like, man, this game's going to get ugly. Now, Elmer Rodriguez is pitching for the Yankees today. We did his game beginning of the season. I guess it's when they were playing Baltimore. Anyways, he looked pretty darn good. And he had a really quick first inning. First pitch on the way to Ryan McMahon. The Yankees got him via trade at the deadline last year from Colorado. Outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Yeah, John. It's really Tally. I've been calling this the C minus squad all spring. when you get to this point, you also got to realize they're going to be home tomorrow, so all the starters are going to get some work in. And there's a pitch on the way, swing, chops it foul, go to in. That's why I was a little surprised that Strider wasn't pitching tomorrow. They're pushing him to the road game in Baltimore. Not in Baltimore, but at the Baltimore facility on Saturday. Is the 0-2 count? I'm just glad to see that he's going to pitch as the pitch down and in, because if it would have gone much longer, we would have been like, what the heck is going on here? Sale's about to pitch his second game tomorrow, and Strider hasn't pitched one. 1-2 count. Down and away, 2-2. And I'm sure it's by design, but when you're not really in the know of what's going on, you get a little worried as a fan. Yankees 2, Braves nothing. Bottom of the first inning. Pitch on the inner track, just misses. Man, Cookie wanted that one. I mean, I can't blame him. That looked like a strike. The payoff pitch. Swing, slices it down the left field line. That ball's going to be trouble. 1 run will score. The New York Yankees have taken a 3-0 lead. A bad throw in the cutoff into the infield, rolls away, and the Yankees, as we try to get a look at that, I believe what we're looking at is a 4-0 lead, but they're really slow at. That's got to be what it was, because the batter's now standing at third, I believe. We're getting really bad camera work here in the spring. It is 4-0. Both runners will score as the ball was sliced down the left field line into the corner. The runner at first had stopped at third, but the horrific cutoff throw from Kiersey into the infield overshot Luke. Wisely wasn't there to back it up. The pitcher had to set up his rear. And so they're going to go ahead and pull Cookie Carrasco out. Some of it's his fault, and then some of it wasn't his fault. But at the end of the day, a bad outing. We'll be back in a flash. He may come back out for the second inning. We'll keep you right here on the BCR back in just moments as the Braves trail 4-0 here in the Grapefruit League. Mac McGee
And we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
it is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
To join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back. Right-handed pitcher coming in to face Caballero. They have Spencer Strider written on the screen. Pitch on the way, is swung on, fouled back. It's 1-2. That is not Spencer Strider. That is Shane Shunaman. Chanan Shananan, hometown from Grand Island, New England, and last year in Double-A had a 6.4 ERA, so I'm sure he's nails. The pitch is outside wide, so it's a 1-2 count. One-two, swing, fouls it back, we'll do it again. That tells you who's running Gray TV. It got Spencer Strider on there just because they saw the number 99. He doesn't look anywhere close to Spencer Strider. Not the stance, not the look, nothing. The 1-2. Check swing, pepper down the line, foul. So it's pretty funny because the Yankees feed actually had the right pitcher on there, and the Braves feed still says Strider. 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. But when they tell you that you can get great TV on rabbit ears if you're close enough to their station, you understand why now. The 2-2 pitch. Swing! That ball's roped down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. Up against the wall, coming off, making the throw into the infield. This time hits the cutoff man, Luke Williams. But the New York Yankees had taken a 5-0 lead. Hard hit ball down the line. Righty-lefty matchup now. Seth Brown, the designated hitter. If you remember that name, he was once with the Oakland A's, now 33 years old. Hit 185 in the A's AAA organization last year. The pitch on the way is fouled back out of play. So 0-1. The 0-1 count. So 1-1 count, misses high and out of the zone, 2-1. Yankees 5, Braves nothing, bottom of the first inning. Pitch is inside, misses. Ball 2-2. 3-1, swing, fouls it straight back, full count. What made it even worse is that the Atlanta Braves just saw 5 pitches in the first inning. The 3-2, swing, pops it up, high into left field, underneath it is Kersey, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Atlanta Braves kicked the ball all over the infield. For some reason, there's no errors on the board. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. And we'll be back in a flash. The Braves goose eggs across the board here in Tampa.
Smoking meth and posting Bible quotes on Facebook does not make you a Methodist.
When I committed to Florida State, the things that happened to me and my family was unbelievable. Living in the state of Alabama, 35 minutes from Tuscaloosa. I mean, my mailbox getting beat down. Thank the Lord, Home Depot had these mailboxes you can stick in the ground. I still don't have grass that grows in my front yard at my hometown house. Somebody poisoned my grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I smelled gasoline. Fans would send my grandmother hate mail. You going at grandma? Just because her grandson ain't going to Alabama?
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, Derek Jeter came to bat.
Young Hun Kim trying to send this game to the 11th.
It was 4 minutes after midnight on November 1st.
Taking care of the first 2 here in the 10th. Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over. Yankees win and the series is tied.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Rodriguez is right upstairs for a strike. It's on 1 righty-lefty matchup. Ben Gamble, who mistimed that home run steal out there in right field, now has a 1-1 count. The 1-1 drops a teardrop on the outer edge. It's 1-2. Seattle versus Cleveland at 3:10 this afternoon here on the BCR. The 1-2 down and away, 2-2. We keep debating whether this is the A club or the B club, the C club, the D club. We might start calling it the Glee Club because this team, the lineup they put out there today, the 2-2 swing, swats it down the left field line. That'll just stay fair. That's going to get down for a base hit, and Gamble will go around first and head to second, and I guess it might have jumped out and then jumped back into the field of play. Not really 100% sure what happened there. The left fielder, did they call that foul? The umpire down the line had called it fair. Something must have happened to overturn it. So a 2-2 count. Swing, check swing, goes around, strike 3. One down. He must have been overturned by it because originally he had pointed down the line like it was a fair ball. Anyways, righty-righty matchup now. Kyle Farmer, the batter. First pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Slices foul. It's 1-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball 96 miles an hour. I mean, he's smacking the block out there. Called for a strike, but it looks like we're going to get a challenge here on the play. So an ABS challenge. Usually don't take that long. The Yankees are challenging it. That ball was a ball, so it will not get overturned. That was a really, really dicey. That came from the catcher, Wells. Originally, I thought Rodriguez had done it as the pitch is fouled away. It's now 2-2. That is well outside the zone. They might want to think twice about giving Wells the ability to. Is the 2-2 pitch. Swing, chops it over to third. High throw, but it's right on the money. And 2 up, 2 down, 5-3 on your putout. Here in the top of the second inning, 5-0 your score. Rodriguez, acquired from the Red Sox in 2024, the Carlos Narvaez trade. 176 strikeouts last season, second in the minors only to Jonah Tong, who came up for the Mets, if you remember. Number 2 prospect in the organization, according to Baseball America. First pitch is swing and a miss on a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in. Taken all the way by Kiersey. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, changeup, down and away, 1-2. The 1-2 from Rodriguez. Try to chase that changeup, 2-2. He's got a pretty lively fastball coming out around 96 today. They say he can hit up upwards towards 97, 98. And then that changeup is close to 10 miles an hour slower, the 2-2. Swing, fouls it away. Be interesting to see if he gets a chance to start in this Yankees rotation this year. But if not, I'd say he's not long for it. The 2-2 brings it outside wide, ball 3, 3-2. Full count. Rocks and fires. Swing, slices it away. We'll do it again. Yankees 5, Braves nothing, top of the second inning. Pirates lead the Twins 3-2 early on in their tilt. It's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Rodriguez looking pretty impressive against the Glee Club. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the second we go. The Braves hit the field again. We'll see who's on the bump when we return.
You guys, I got on the scale this morning, and let me tell you, the armor of God is heavy. Isn't it great to know that he's always there?
I woke up today, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look cute. I'm gonna actually look like a girl. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I decided to straighten my hair. Outfit trash, but you know what, we did the makeup. Class is canceled. So you mean to tell me I fought for my life for this eyeliner for nobody to see it?
Hey, I don't know who I need to talk to in order to put this in action, but I think buying groceries with no food stamps should help boost your credit score.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
In Game 6, Randy Johnson came through again for Arizona, and they beat New York 15-2 in Phoenix. In Game 7, for the third time, Curt Schilling started for Arizona. Roger Clemens again pitched for New York.
Curt Schilling, who last night guaranteed a victory, saying we're going to win. The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Infield in, 1 out.
The one problem is Rivera throws inside the left-handers, and left-handers get a lot of broken bat hits into the shallow part of the outfield. That's the danger in bringing the infield in with a guy like Rivera on the mound.
There's just enough time in baseball to see tragedy or triumph headed your way. Season's over.
The Diamondbacks are world champions!
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is, looks like Cookie Carrasco is going to take another swat at this. Pitch outside wide. Swing by Grisham's going to roll it over to first base. Dominic Smith steps on the bag. G3 in your scorecard. 1 away. Five to nothing your score. Yankees lead the Braves. I don't know who it is, but someone has to constantly tell the person who's in charge of putting all the graphics on the screen. It's probably the producer saying, hey man, that's Carrasco. They had Shanahan finally on the screen. There's a pitch on the way to Aaron Judge is swung on and swatted foul down the line. It's 0-1. But that stayed up there for two and a half pitches, something like that. Once again, very noticeable difference between Shanahan and Cookie Carrasco. The 0-1 down and away. Bender 1-1. Yeah, I mean, if he makes the everyday rotation, we've had some big time problems. He's really there for depth in the minor league system. Is the 1-1 swing and a miss? It's 1-2. Aaron Judge heading off to the WBC next week, and we'll have the coverage here on Braves Country Radio. U.S. gets started next Friday. They'll be taking on Brazil Friday night. Was that March 6th, I think? And then Saturday, Great Britain is the 1-2. Right there for a strike. Caught looking, strike 3. Aaron Judge wants to challenge that. We'll see what happens here. That's a strike to most guys, but Aaron Judge is 6'7", so it'll be interesting to see where the ABS sits with him. Yeah, that did hit the zone. And the Yankees will be out of challenges. You just never know because of the way this new system is. Supposedly they've worked into all those factors, batter's height and everything, but I was always wondering, like, what happens if Aaron Judge and we'll say Jose Altuve hit back-to-back? Is it going to adjust for it? First pitch is down and into Cody Bellinger, righty-lefty. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. F5 in your scorecard. Can of corn will end the inning. So we'll head back to the break, and when we come back, the Braves will be looking for their first base hit. 5-0 your score. Yankees lead it here in Tampa.
Congratulations! You got on my nerves again today. Woo!
Okay, so here are 3 things that I think only America does. Now, the Red Cups are definitely an American thing. I've never ever seen them in the UK. I don't think they exist. When you're in America, they're in every bar, every home, every house party. They'll have Red Cups. Number 2, wearing footwear indoors. Now, I've been to a few American homes and they're completely fine with you wearing shoes inside. I don't know if this is just something in the UK we do, but we always take our shoes off before we enter the building. It surprises me every time. I mean, I still take my shoes off. It's just a habit. The last thing that I think only America does has to be taking your bank card from you. When you're paying for a meal, they will take your card away, run off somewhere in the back, put the price in, and then return with your card and a receipt. And you just kind of have to pray that they haven't added on an extra $100. We are taught back in England to never give your card to anyone. So this is something I think only America does.
Cheese dogs. Cheese dogs. That's what we have. You mean hot dogs? No, they don't want them. What is a cheese dog? I've never heard of a cheese dog.
The greatest home run hitter of all time, Hank Aaron, opens trading today at the New York Stock Exchange. And the market promptly hits a home run for investors. The Dow now up 23% for the year. NASDAQ, with all its tech stocks, up an astonishing 71% for the year.
Rodriguez had to face Chadwick Trump. The glue. Number 47. Going head to head. Inside. That sinker missed. They said 95 miles an hour. It didn't look like a fast pitch. Had way too much break on it, but you never know. 2-1 count, righty-righty matchup. Bang, right there at the knees, 2-2. Nasty sinker. That one did have a sharp break to it. The 2-2, high and out of the zone, ball 3-2. Full count. Swing, chops it foul. It's Chadwick Tromp, most likely to stay in the Braves farm system, but you never know. You got to get these guys ready. The minor league season doesn't start until a couple weeks after the major league season starts. It's expected to be Drake Baldwin and Jonah Heim making the club, but you never know. That's why you'll see a lot of Sandy Leone and Chadwick Tromp this spring. The payoff pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. I've always liked Chadwick. And maybe it's just because he came out hitting so well when he first came up with Atlanta. But the one thing consistently you hear out of the Braves clubhouse is that he calls a good game. And that's veterans saying that. The payoff pitch once again. Down below the knees, ball 4. So at least we get ourselves a base runner here in Braves country. Leadoff walk. And cool hand Luke coming to the plate. Luke Williams. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. It's looking at the Braves lineup that we have today. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in the lineup who do not have a hit yet this spring. The 1-0. Right there, dropped a slider at the knees, 83 miles an hour, 1-1. Nacho's batting just 125. Dominic Smith's batting 667. That's not indicative of what he normally does in the regular season. Neither is Farmer's 600 or Gamble's 333. The 1-1 swing, bangs it down the line, foul. We'll do it again. Good to see some of these club members in here. Willis and, of course, Charlie. Richie Rich. Richard Talley. Chop Shop. The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chased a slider down at the bottom of the zone. Had fully opened up there. He was trying to pull a slider. And that's never going to work when it's on the outside part of the plate. Y'all definitely coming up with some really creative names that I can't say over radio for Cookie Carrasco. First pitch is on the outer track to Azekar, the Braves center fielder today, Jose Azekar. Batted .263 in 14 games with the Mets and the Braves in 2025. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, righty-righty, chopper up the middle, and that's going to be a seeing eye single through the infield, and we'll take them. Hit it where they ain't, boys. We got ourselves runners on first and second. A slow hopper that went through the infield. And the Braves trail 5-0, but that got the runner all the way to third. So runners on the corners, righty-lefty matchup. Wisely back to the top of the order. First pitch is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The thing I don't know if I like this about Wisely, but I've noticed this about Wisely. His batting stance looks a lot like Drake Baldwin. Not that he can hit anywhere like Drake Baldwin, but it makes me think of Drake every time I see him up there. The 1-0, down and in, ball 2-0. Drake's is a little more close, but it's pretty close to where they both hold the bat. 2-0 count. Runners on first and second, one out. Yankees 5, Braves 0, top of the third. The pitch. Bang right there at the knees. Looked like the sinker. It was 95 miles an hour. 2-1. On deck is Nacho Alvarez. Dominic is in the hole. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Pulled the changeup on the outer track. If there are any Blue Jay fans in here, I wonder if you all saw the quote by Alek Manoah that said that he was a big part of the Blue Jays World Series run last year. And the comments on X were just gold. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Unwisely chased one off the plate. 2 down. I think the cleanest one that I like was Charlie's Cookie Fiasco. But Richie Rich got a pretty fun nickname for him. I will not say on air. You're just joining us. The Yankees scored 5 runs in the first inning. As Cookie Carrasco got the start, as the first pitch on the way is a slider to Nacho Alvarez. All 5 runs were earned to Cookie Carrasco. He's pitched 1 2/3 innings so far. Shanaman is the 1-0-1, outside wide 1-1. Came in to clean up the first inning, and then Cookie went back out there. So we may get Carrasco 1 more inning. Just see that Tarek Skubal said he's going to pitch 1 game, and it looks like it's going to be the game against Great Britain next Saturday night in the World Baseball Classic. The 1-1 swing, fouls it back, 1-2. And I know a lot of people are upset about it because they just look at it. It's just a different culture. You won't get this from the Japanese players. But he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Scott Boras is his client, and you put all that together. I was kind of surprised that he was going to be in the Classic to begin with. The 1-2, swing, chops it down the first base line. That's going to be a fair ball. That's going to get down where the green grass grows, and Aaron Judge will slowly get to it, fire it back into the infield, and Nacho Alvarez bangs one down the line, and it's 5-2 as the runner at first comes home. It is a bases-clearing double for your Atlanta Braves. Good hard hit ball down the line.
Whoa, hey, check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign in these nachos to help me score.
Smith now at the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Outside wide. It's 1-0. It took Judge forever to get down there in the corner because he kind of rattled around like a pinball. He just waited it to come back out the chute, almost like you would be waiting for a bowling ball to come back to you. The 1-0. Nacho at second. Pitches inside. Called for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 count. 5-2 your score. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Braves. 5-5-0 for the Yankees. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. They fake the throw to second. Nacho scampers back, but Wells holds on to it. Toronto leads the Marlins 5-0. They are in the 3rd inning. The 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. Change up in the dirt. 2-2. 75 degrees here at George Steinbrenner Stadium. The wind blowing out about 9 miles an hour. We're going to be at Progressive Field at the Peoria Sports Complex later for as the 2-2 pitch swing. That ball's lifted into right. Drifting over, making the catch on the jog is the judge. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 2 on the board. It's 5-2. We go to the bottom of the 3rd here in the Grapefruit League.
Hate your job? Do it the rest of your life. Be a man.
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
When people talk about DiMaggio, they're usually talking about Joe. But I'm here to tell you that his brother Dom was one hell of a player too. His career only lasted 11 seasons in part because he missed 3 years due to military service, but in 7 of those seasons, he managed to make the All-Star team. During his 10 full seasons, he ranked 1st in hits, 2nd in runs scored, and 3rd in doubles when compared to all major leaguers during that time period. He led American League center fielders in assists 3 times and putouts and double plays twice. He tied a league record by recording 400 putouts 4 times, and his 503 putouts and 526 total chances in 1948 stood as an American League record for nearly 30 years. He was an effective leadoff hitter, never striking out more than 68 times in a season. He led the American League twice in runs scored, once in triples, and once in stolen bases. He is one of only 3 players to average more than 100 runs throughout his career. He batted 300 or better 4 times, and just missed hitting 300 over his career. He batted safely in 34 straight games in 1949, a Red Sox record.
LA manager Walter Alston had a daunting challenge when it came to the 59 Dodgers. He wanted to recapture their place at the top of the National League, but the team was at a crossroads, and it was his job to show them the way.
He was charged with sort of rebuilding the Dodgers when some of their great players were winding down and the new wave of youngsters was coming up.
In many ways, Alston was ideally suited for the job in 59.
Walter Alston was quiet. He was patient. He knew baseball probably as well as anybody. But the thing about him, I believe, was that he could bring the ball club together.
He didn't say a whole lot. He didn't give many speeches. But when he did say something, you would listen.
Thought he was a fair man, very strong man. Didn't want to mess with him.
Welcome back. See that card on your screen? We made a post today, so when you get to that post, put any questions or comments into that post, and we'll hit them up on Braves Country Day at noon on Saturday. First pitch on the way is fouled back out of play by Jazz Chisholm. Inside. 1-1. Club members will get first priority on the questions being asked, as we're going to put it on several different social media platforms. So if we can't get to them, the country club members obviously will come first. The 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Pitch in the dirt. Looked like the cutter to Jazz Chisholm. 2-2. The new pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. As the 2-2, bangs it down the line, foul. The young right-hander, Liza Hernandez. Formerly of the Milwaukee Brewers. The 2-2 outside wide. 3-2. Three-two count. 5-2 your score. Yankees lead it. The pitch is rolled over towards second base. Wisely's on it. 4-3 on the putout. Wisely to Dominic Smith. And there's one away. We got the doubleheader today, 3:10. We're going over to the Cactus League for Seattle versus Cleveland. Already seen the lineups for that game. You got pretty much the full lineup in for Seattle, and you got quite a few starters in for Cleveland. Bryce Miller's on the bump for the Mariners, and Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, is in the lineup along with Julio Rodriguez. His first pitch is high and out of the zone to Paul Goldschmidt. It's 1-0. Goldschmidt's re-signing on a one-year deal to the Yankees. Hit 10 home runs last year, 274 average. 1-0. Right there for a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Paul Goldschmidt is the 1-1 pitch. Just outside. 2-1. He can still put it in the seats every once in a while, but his power numbers have gone down drastically the last several years. He's really more of a punch and Judy hitter at this point. Is the 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2. Still built like a tank, just for whatever reason he's lost a lot of power. Yankees, a lot of Yankee fans expect, whoa, that as soon as I say that 2-2, the ball is walloped deep into the seats. He said, take that, Punch and Judy. 6-2, and the New York Yankees have a 4-run lead. That was a high hanging fastball. Might as well put that on a tee. So that aged well. That ball was crushed. You can't give a major league hitter a fastball letter high like that, especially to a right-handed hitter. I mean, that, like I said, that might as well have been sitting on a tee. Waiting to see the numbers on that. See if they'll put it up. They've been kind of iffy. Oh, they do have it. 396. That's only if it hit a light fixture. That thing was well over 400. There's going to be a challenge by the Braves on the last pitch. They believe it hit the zone, and it did. So a good challenge by Chadwick Tromp. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled away, it's 0-2. 0-2 count. Pitch is inside. Austin Wells, 1-2. Yankees 6, Braves 2. As the 1-2's fouled back. There was something I was going to ask you. I can't remember what it was now. I do know this. Oh, has anybody seen the new Scrubs? As they came back, I think last night. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just wondering if it was any good as the 1-2 out of the zone 2. I just have my doubts because normally when they bring these shows back, they've lost a rhythm, and they're just brutal. What's that show been off the air close to 20 years now? The 2-2. Swing. Lifts it into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Azekar is going to cut it off, but not before. A one-out double for Wells, and that'll bring McMahon to the plate. Austin Wells runs better than some of your aging catchers, but not exactly fleet of foot, but he was hustling out of the gates. You like to see that from guys in spring training. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to McMahon is upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 brings it, swing, chops it back up the middle. Should be an easy 6-3 put out. It is. On the slow roller, Wells makes it down to third, but there are two away. That'll bring Caballero to the plate, the number 8 hitter. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch, it drops a slider there on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Hernandez comes set and flips it down and away, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Hernandez swing. That ball's lifted. High into center field, but not very deep. Camping underneath it, catching it on a fair catch is Azekar about the 48-yard line, and that'll end the inning. But the Yankees, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Braves, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR. See if the Braves can punch back.
I don't have no friends because I like to be in bed. I'm for the sheets, not the streets, baby.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, would you mind doing me a favor and putting on your mask? That'd be awesome, man.
Why are you in my car?
Are you, you're an Uber?
No, but you're gonna go with me now.
No, wait a minute, Jesus!
Listen, if you and I are ever on the phone and you hear me say some dumb like, hey man, I'm gonna call you right back. When you hang up that phone, just go on about your day. Don't sit around holding your breath waiting on me to call you back, because you'll turn every color of the rainbow right before you meet your maker. I'm not playing. You think it's a game? The best time to call my phone is text message.
It's hard to compare errors now, but I also think that balls are go a little farther. I won't say juice. Most of the parks are smaller, but players today are bigger and stronger than before.
The ball may be juiced and some of the players may be juiced. I was trying in a general sense to call attention to the fact that this stuff just doesn't make sense. And this was the part that I found especially galling. People throughout baseball who pride themselves on knowing the difference between the split second it took Bill Mazeroski to turn a double play as opposed to the average second baseman, who pride themselves on knowing when a guy's arm angle comes down ever so slightly because he's fatigued in the late innings, who notice if a guy has moved half a step in or half a step back at third base. They didn't notice a damn thing when guys showed up looking like they'd been inflated with bicycle pumps.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, I take it nobody's actually seen it. Nah, Goldschmidt's going to fall short of the Hall of Fame, Richard. He was good for a while, and he may end up in, we'll just say, maybe the Arizona Diamondbacks Hall of Fame, but he did get shipped over to St. Louis pretty early on in his career. Fairly early on. I would say pretty early on. Righty-lefty matchup as Ben Gamble comes to the plate, and the right-hander coming in for the New York Yankees is Camilo Doval. Fires a fastball there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Doval came over at the trade deadline. He is a fireballer as the 0-1 pitch. Bang right there on the outer edge. 97 misses. Evens up the count 1-1. Be interested to see. I don't even know what his overall stats are, but he's just one of those things that if you ask me off the jump is the 1-1. I always go by that. It's a feel for me before I ever look at your numbers. And if I don't feel like you're a Hall of Famer, if I feel like you could be, then the argument's there. So he's already 38 years old. I knew he was up there in age. I don't think I realized he was quite that old as the 2-1 misses. He's got an argument as the 3-1. If they continue to lower the bar would be my best analysis of it. Is the 3-1 pitch. Swing! That ball is belted high and deep. Going back on the track. See, I wouldn't want to be it. 6-3, and the Atlanta Braves have cut this into a couple of bloops and a blast. Long gone there by Ben Gamble. And though he probably should have stolen that home run earlier to Jazz Chisholm, he makes up for one of it right there. It's a 6-3 your score. Pitch on the way is down and away to Farmer. I think so to answer your question, Richard, my best argument for this would be that Goldschmidt is going to be just a hair short of what he's going to need as the 1-0. Chops it back to the mound, and that ball is going to be sidearm delivery to first base, but Doval hits his man. 1-1. I wonder if he always does it. It's kind of a whipping action. I mean, kind of the way he pitches, but it's odd to see someone throw to the base that way. And that ball had some he basically threw a two-seamer or a sinker to first base, and it started to fade away from Goldschmidt. Remember that if we get later in the season, get into October or something, and Doval throws one into the dugout, as the pitch on the way is swung on and swatted towards left field, that's going to get down for a base hit. Cody Bellinger started to go back, and by the time he retracted and realized it wasn't hit that hard, he wasn't able to make up the ground. So it's a one-out single for the Braves. Kiersey with the base hit, and Chadwick Tromp will come to play. So here are the numbers for Goldschmidt. He's got 372 home runs, so that's not going to quite cut it. His RBI total is 1,200. That's not going to blow you away. Is the pitch on the way? Yep, he's going to flip it over to first real quick. Righty-righty matchup. Chadwick Tromp, who's a double play waiting to happen, is at the plate. The Braves might be trying to move the runner along to stay out of the double play. As far as his WAR is concerned, he does have a 63.8 WAR. As the pitch is a swing and a miss, it's 0-1. And so that's where the argument is going to start. The 0-1, runner goes, throw goes down to second base. High throw. And Kiersey has himself a stolen base. And just like that, that'll get him out of the double play possibility and put what could be run number 4 into scoring position. High throw by Wells. Good job by Jazz Chisholm to keep it from going to the backstop, or going to the center field, excuse me. The 1-1. Kicks and fires inside, ball almost gets him, and it's going to go to the backstop, And that ball's going to get away, and the Atlanta Braves have runner at third base now. With one out. Now a chopper, a fly ball, anything could probably score the runner at third. So to give you an idea of where his WAR sits right now, and this is assuming his WAR continues to go up and not down, his WAR is just below Jackie Robinson, but remember, Jackie Robinson shortened career because of the color barrier, right? Is it 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. He also played at a much different in a much different era where offense wasn't the go. So Andrew Jones has a WAR just below Goldschmidt. The 2-2 misses 3-2. But Andrew Jones had all those gold gloves, and it's almost comparable the way that Goldschmidt has really declined at the bottom of his career as the payoff pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? And Tromp is going to get rang up on a check swing strike. Tromp doesn't like it. He's going to head back to the dugout. I'd like to see a side angle of that. CC Sabathia has a lower WAR. So there are guys in the Hall of Fame that have lower WARs, but at the first base position, take a look at that in a second. Cool hand Luke to the plate. Pitch on the way, down and in. Almost got him in the leg. Very close to another wild pitch. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires, high and inside. 2-0. So Duvall's been kind of all over the place in this inning. The 2-0 count, swing and a miss, 2-1. Two-one from Doval. Swing, fouls it back. 96 about letter high. Two-two count, 2 outs. 6-3 your score, top of the fourth. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's chopped down the third base line. Foul. Yankees 6, Braves 3, 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner at third. Doval flips it up there and caught looking strike 3. Luke Williams will get another backwards K, and we'll head to break. 6-3 your score. The Braves trail the Yankees. Bottom of the fourth we go here in Tampa. George Steinbrenner Field, home of the Yankees.
Hey, can somebody explain to me why we can't even give away a used mattress, but we'll spend $300 a night to sleep on one at a hotel?
One of the things I really love about mine and my wife's relationship is the fact that she told me we ended up together because she manifested it. I love that, because nothing makes a fella feel better than knowing some she-shaman meddled with free will by means of witchcraft in order to find a mate. And unlike the rest of us, who have to attract people by earnestly flirting and by exercising caution in order to suppress red flags, this witch lit a sage stick and prayed to Venus for my weenus. And so there I was, sitting at a bar with my plentiful 20s, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to be blindsided by a Bette Midler spell that some date snake conjured up by doing crystal math and some Drew's Maboo voodoo. And so I love my wife, and she is my soulmate. But I'll never know if it's me saying that or if it's some lemur demon who's got a hold of my boy loins just making me move it.
As the memory of the crippling strike of 1994 faded away, baseball's popularity surged, but rumors and suspicions about performance-enhancing drugs kept surfacing. Over the years, a few sports writers and broadcasters had tried to call attention to steroids' infiltration of the national pastime, but nothing was done, and doping became an open secret in the game.
I don't think a bunch of owners or general managers got into a room and they said, we got a great thing going here. Turnstiles are humming, fans love it, let's not do anything. I think what happened was when they were clued enough into what was happening, it was already too late without really getting their hands very dirty. Cleaning it up meant taking down the biggest players in the game. And that was an undertaking they weren't going to touch until somebody made them touch it.
Back on the Paul Goldschmidt thing, because it's really a pretty good question, is the first pitch by Hernandez to start the inning to Seth Brown is upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. You could make an argument if you're a Paul Goldschmidt fan that he could get in, and it may take him a while, but it could be an 8-9 year deal like Andrew Jones. The 0-1 popped up. I see, and the F2 in your scorecard went away. Some of the guys that you can say, okay, well, he outranks them. The problem is when you put it in the different eras. So, for instance, he outranks Hank Greenberg, but is a much different era back then. And not everything is even. So, like, for instance, he's just above Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is not in the Hall, and he played in the 70s and 80s. There's a pitch on the way, down and in. 1-0. He's above Helton. It took Helton a long time to get in. He's above McGuire, but of course McGuire, there's a lot of factors in there why his numbers are so low. The 1-0 swing, rips it over towards second. Wisely should have it, 4-3 on the putout. Guys that are going to finish higher than him are guys like Freddie Freeman, most likely Joey Votto. Guys above him, Willie McCovey, Miguel Cabrera, Eddie Murray. He's going to be right. He's going to stay on the ballot for a while. I just don't know if he's ever going to get it. The one thing that's going to help him is playing in New York and St. Louis, because that's a lot of, is the first pitch right there to Aaron Judge drifts in for a strike. It's 0-1. That's a lot of exposure to larger baseball markets where the sports writers will remember you. The 0-1 down and away, 1-1. I just have my gut reaction. He's in the Hall of Very Good, not quite in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he's going to get to 400 home runs. Is the 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. He's sitting 28 away, and that seems doable. But when you consider the fact he only hit 10 last year, is it? He did have 22 the year before. Is the 2-1 right there for a strike? 2-2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Hernandez trying to wipe Judge off the map here. The pitch on the way. Just misses outside. Yankees are out of ABS challenges. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's popped up. High in the sky. Can of corn. Over by short, and that catch will be made by Cool Hand Luke. And that'll end the inning. So the Yankees go down 1-2-3. At 6-3, we go to the 5th. Braves will try to rally when we return.
Here are some fun facts that you may not know about St. Patrick's Day. Firstly, St. Patrick, our Irish patron saint, wasn't Irish. He was Welsh. As you all know, everybody wants to be Irish. Everybody wears green on St. Patrick's Day. We should actually be wearing blue. St. Patrick himself wore blue, but in around 1700s, people decided to turn it to green because of the clover. On average, Americans spend $5.9 billion on St. Patrick's weekend, just on alcohol. But in my beautiful little country of Ireland, up until 1970, St. Patrick's Day was considered a religious holiday, where you couldn't actually drink. However, after a quick law change and Ireland suddenly realising that tourism would be much higher with alcohol, we soon changed that.
2 away for Mark Grace, up to 329 for the year now with 9 homers and 51 RBIs. Ball 1 to Grace. All the talk this year with Tony Gwynn and Larry Walker hovering around 400 all season long. Mark Grace has hit just under 400 the last month. 396 over the last 29 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Seems like there are a lot of first basemen around now who are similar.
It's really kind of changed, hasn't it?
Yep. Line drive hitters.
Good pitch by Maddox, 1-2. Used to be every club had a first baseman that was big and bulky and hit the long ball. Now you've got a lot of hitters like Grace at that first base spot. Strike 3 call. Grace caught looking. That doesn't happen very often.
For 44 years, since Charles Hercules Ebbets had built his park on a garbage dump called Pigtown, Ebbets Field had united the hopes of the borough of Brooklyn and had been home to Wilbert Robinson and Dazzy Vance, Red Barber and Hilda Chester and the Dodger Symphony, Leo DeRocher and Pee Wee Reese and Duke Snyder, Larry McPhail and Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson.
Welcome back. 6-3 your score. Yankees lead the Braves. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Braves at the bat. Azekar, the number 9 hitter, will lead us off. Pitches right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Cade Winquist, the right-hander for the Yankees, drops one in there. Did not get the call. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing. Lines it into left field. That's down for a base hit. We'll see if the Atlanta Braves can turn this into a rally. The leadoff single here to start the 5th inning. Put a lid on that talk about Goldschmidt. I'll tell you what, if he passes 400 home runs and his WAR stays above 65, I'll at least listen to the argument. As the pitch on the way is banged foul, it's 0-1. He might be one of those guys that sneakily gets in there even though he doesn't have that defining moment in his career, but he was pretty solid for years. And if he comes closer to the 2024 numbers as the throw over to first, man, that is close. Woo-wee! Azekar almost got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. The count is 0-1. Good pickoff move over there. I believe he was leaning a little bit. Yankees 6, Braves 3. The pitch on the way, swing, swats it back foul. It's 0-2. Tomorrow, 12:45, we got the Braves hosting the Boston Red Sox. That'll be the full broadcast there as they're at home versus the Boston Red Sox, and Chris Sale is expected to be on the mound again. They're pushing Strider all the way to Saturday. The 0-2. High and out of the zone, 1-2. A little strange because Strider's not thrown yet in a game. I'm sure he's thrown on the backfields. And Sale is literally getting 4 days rest, like a normal turn through a MLB rotation as the 1-2 swing slaps it back foul. You would have thought Strider would have been pitching tomorrow and Sale on Saturday, or even wait till Sunday. You just want to get him stretched out. You're not really worrying about whether or not Sale's going to impress you or not. 1-2 count. Down and away, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Yeah, sorry if I'm missing any comments. I'm trying to keep up with the broadcast. The 2-2. Swing, slaps it down the line, foul. Azakar was on the move there, but he'll retreat back to first. Basically what WAR is, so when you see a number of wins above replacement, what they're trying to equate it as is the 2-2. Winquest brings it, swing, slaps that back foul. So this will be the, coming in, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So, for instance, I don't know if I still have his pulled up. I believe his WAR last year was 1.5. And what they're trying to say is average person, average stats, you would equate for 1.5 extra wins with Goldschmidt in the lineup as the 2-2 pitch swing. Drops it into left field. That's down for a base hit. And the Braves have something cooking here. First and second, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. But to give you an idea of what a great WAR is, what is considered average. Okay, take for instance, Babe Ruth is the all-time WAR leader at 182.6. It's astronomically high. The next closest everyday player is Barry Bonds, but he did steroids, and he's still 20 underneath it at 162. The pitch on the way is fouled back out of play. So on one, and why his numbers are so great, Babe Ruth, is because not just what he did, well, the overall numbers, but comparing him to his contemporaries. Remember, when Babe Ruth would hit 60 home runs, sometimes he was out hitting an entire team. I still think his WAR numbers are a little low when it's all said and done, as the 0-1 pitch, swing, dribbles it over towards short, and it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Runner at second will head down to third, but there are 2 outs. As far as pitchers, Walter Johnson is the all-time wins WAR leader at 167. Cy Young is just below him at 163. Cy Young got there because of all the wins, but also just the duration of his career. Walter Johnson, for my money, is the greatest pitcher to ever play, and it's not particularly close. First pitch on the way is outside wide. Dominic Smith, it's 1-0. So now we get to the guys who have played recently. So Henry Aaron's WAR is 143. So you realize you're up there near the 150 range. You're talking about all-timers. Ty Cobb, 151. Stan Musial, 128. The 1-0. Swing. Lifts it. Down the left field line. Bending. And into the glove of the left fielder, Bellinger, and that'll end the inning. F7 in your scorecard. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Here in Tampa, it's 6-3, bad guys.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
The old expression, rule of thumb, that has quite a dark origin actually. In the 1400s, it was legal in England to hit your wife with a stick, but the stick wasn't allowed to be thicker than your thumb, hence the expression, rule of thumb.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
And that the Brooklyn Dodgers would up and leave to Los Angeles yet, which seemed like once you go to Borneo. You know, the only time I had seen L.A. was Mickey Mouse Club would show, and Disneyland is under construction, and it looked like the Amazon. They're in the where'd they go? And it was, why here? So far away, and it was the mountaintop. They're preparing for a ballpark on a mountaintop? No, in the city next to the dry cleaner, so you could talk about it when you pick up your suit that had a mustard stain from the game before. Where's the corner bar? Where's the arguments? You know, where's the trolley where's the subway? How do you get there? Where are they got palm trees? What's Cary Grant and Doris Day doing at a game? You know, where's Al Schmenglowitz, who should sit there? Where's the band? What's going to happen to that band that was in right field, that crazy band? You know, what's going to happen?
Welcome back. Cody Bellinger, the batter. Start the Yankees off here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the outer edge. For a strike, it's 0-1. Liza Hernandez once again on the bump. The 0-1 down and in. 1-1. One count. Swing. That ball's lifted high into center field. Going back at the track at the wall, making the catch is Azakar for a loud out number one here in the bottom of the fifth. So to give you an idea of those asking about WAR, so let's go to your contemporaries because we're talking about Goldschmidt and where he would rank around there. And every position is different, but you do get a good feel of where he's at. Freddie Freeman is just above him in WAR, but Freddie Freeman's expected to have many more years on his career. There's the first pitch right there to Jazz Chisholm is right there for a strike. It's 0-1, the 0-1. Inside 1-1. Joey Votto is a very good example because he just retired, and he is just below Goldschmidt. I think Votto is one of those guys that's on the fringe. Braves are going to challenge this high ball call from the home plate umpire. Right now, you got a 1-1 count. They've been pretty successful today. See if they get this one. They will not. That was about two inches high. So they lose that challenge. And so sometimes you get kind of skewed when you look at WAR because you have to take it in the right context. I'll give you an example is the 1-1 is a swing and a miss up top. 1-2. Bob Feller sits at 63.2 or 63.4, excuse me. With the 2-2 down and in. And Goldschmidt is at 63.8. They're totally different positions, but the other thing is, remember, Bob Feller lost a lot of his prime years to World War II. Is the payoff pitch. Check swing went around, strike 3, 2 down. Aaron Judge is sitting at 62.3, but we know his number is going to go up much higher. I think one of the best examples would be the Todd Helton. 61.8. Goldschmidt's a little higher. Helton has been hurt by his WAR because he was in Colorado, and all those factors come into play. They look at where you played. As the pitch is right there for a strike to Goldie. Speaking of Goldschmidt, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Right there for a strike. It's 0-2. So it's a complicated argument, but if he gets to 400 home runs, and he very well may, and his WAR stays, we'll say it gets to 65, just has to creep up a little. I'm at least putting him on my first ballot to make sure that he gets through to get enough votes to stay on the ballot for a little while. I don't mean he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, is the 1-2. Down and away. 2-2. I still believe, and I know they've changed it a lot, but I still believe wholeheartedly that first ballot Hall of Famers should be elite. But you got to have someone vote for these guys. If not, they're going to get knocked off the ballot entirely for year two. Is the 2-2. Fouls it back. You almost have to assign people, hey, you're going to be the guy who always votes for him, because if we all vote for him, he's going to get first ballot. And how insane would that be? The 2-2 count, swing, chopper, back up the middle. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the top of the sixth, maybe the last frame, as we're going to be heading out to the Cactus League. Braves trail at 6-3 here on the BCR.
I'm holy enough to pray for you, baby, but I'm also hood enough to swing on you, so jot that down, all right? Okay.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
I went to an Alcoholics Anonymous class last night, and anonymous my ass, I knew everybody that was there.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
Now, one more time, what did you ask, Daddy?
In the 80s, did they have shoes?
Somebody come get this kid.
During the 1960s, the Cold War almost became nuclear war over missiles in Cuba, and the Beatles invaded the United States. Americans made it to Woodstock and to the moon. Americans fought in Vietnam and then went into the streets to stop that fighting. Winston Churchill and Ernest Hemingway and Rogers Hornsby died. Cal Ripken Jr. and Dwight Gooden and Roger Clemens were born. In the 1960s, the New York Yankees' dominance would finally end. The Los Angeles Dodgers would break all attendance records in their new home.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is outside wide to Ben Gamble, who clocked one over the wall his last time up. It's 1-0. Winquist still out there for the Yankees. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Outside wide, curved ball, 78 miles an hour, 2-0. Yankees 6, Braves 3. The 2-0 count. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, drifting in, making the catch, the running catch at short. One down. Yankees have started to put their backups in, which is pretty much what you expect in the home games for teams who had their starters in. They usually make it to about the fifth inning, and that's why this will be the last frame. Then we'll get ready for the 3:10 first pitch. Got to run my dogs outside, and the 4-hour broadcast makes it impossible, so we'll do that after this inning. The 0-1 count, righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Down and in, 1-1. We will keep as Kyle Farmer's at the plate, we will keep the score up on the page for you in the corner. Braves, Yankees, keep you abreast of what's going on. There's the 1-1 count, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. No, that doesn't work there, Pittsburgh. The 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. You live down in God's country. You want to make sure you got a real door. All kinds of critters will be coming in. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him, 96 miles an hour. 2 down. Man, he's got some heat on that one. Never seen this kid pitch before, but he's got pretty good stuff. They did say that Cam Schlitter has started to throw as he was battling an injury for the Yankees earlier in the spring. For you folks who followed the Yankee baseball, Cam Schlitter, who had a really good rookie season last year, he was slow to get going here in the spring. They're going to make a pitching change. We'll stick here right with you. Yeah, you get a doggy door down here in Florida, you might end up with an alligator coming through seeing you. I'd rather just take a quick bathroom break with the dogs. Charlie, you joke about that. You got to train them to open the doors like Lassie. So they can't train the door. They can't open the door that we have for them to go out because it's a sliding glass door that they go out typically. And so, like, there's just no way they'd ever had that strength. But most of the doors in our house have not the typical doorknob, but what would you call that? The doorknob with the handle that kind of goes down. I don't know the technical term, but that just kind of goes down and goes up, almost like a flap type handle. Anyways, one of our dogs has figured out how to open that. She doesn't do it all the time, but when she really wants to get in to one of the rooms that she's being held out of, you'll just all of a sudden look and go, how the hell did you get in here? And she's just bebopping through because she's learned by looking that all you have to do is pull that handle down and it kicks it open. I can't remember the name of the door handles, but that's what the majority of our doors inside the house have, not the ones on the outside. To go to the outside, the ones that are inside. Go to room to room. Because a lot of times we'll close the door for cleaning and trying to keep them off the floor, mopping and all that stuff, getting ready for people coming over, all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden you'll just see one of them come through the door, bebopping away. And you're like, damn it. I think she started doing that about a year or so ago. Flat top is what Chop Shop's calling it. I'll go ahead and believe that you're telling the truth and not just lying to me, Chop Shop. First pitch off of that is a sinker to Kersey. He's going to roll a grounder out, and that'll end the inning. We're going to go ahead and take that break, get the doggies out. We'll be back at about 3 o'clock, but we are going to go ahead and start the feed over there. Braves trail 6-3. We're going to keep that score on the corner as we head over to the Cactus League.